Hi everyone, I'm Renee and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how easy it was to decorate this chocolate naked cake using my Russian piping tips. First, we'll quickly put together our cake tiers. Using a little bit of buttercream, I'm going to center my bottom layer of cake on my cake plate. This is my chocolate cake and this is a 7-inch round. I'll have a link to my recipe down below. Because naked cakes don't have an outer layer of buttercream, I get nervous about them drying out, so I'm soaking my cake layers with simple syrup. And I thought for this design I was going to want a really neat look, so I'm going in with a piping bag to pipe in my buttercream filling layer. It's a good idea just to make sure that you have nice even layers of filling for the naked cake anyway, but you could also just use a spatula to add your buttercream. Here, this is my Swiss meringue buttercream recipe, which I'll link below, and I added 4 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate to flavor it chocolate. I'm just using my spatula to make sure that I have a nice level surface. My bottom tier is going to be taller, so I'm going to have a total of 3 layers of cake. For this middle one, I trimmed the top and bottom crusts off, and I'm going to soak that with simple syrup as well. Let the syrup soak in and then add my buttercream. For my last layer of cake on this tier, off camera, I soaked it with the simple syrup and then flipped it over to top off this tier of cake. I'm just going to give it a nice press to make sure everything's secure. And this is where I decided I didn't want the really neat layers of filling showing. I wanted to kind of mess it up a bit. So I went in with my spatula and I'm going to scrape it along the side so it has a more rustic look to it. Then I'm going to pop this in the fridge to chill so everything stays nice and secure. I went ahead and assembled my top tier the same way. This is 2 5-inch rounds, so it will be a little bit shorter, and let that chill before stacking. I'm using bubble tea straws to stack and a little bit of buttercream to secure the top tier on. And the top tier has a cake board as well, so everything will be nice and supported and structurally sound. Make sure the top tier is centered and level, and then clean up any buttercream that's smushed out during the stacking process. And here I just piped in buttercream to make a clean seam between the tiers. Later on you'll see that wasn't really necessary. When using my Russian tips, I always like to make these icing plugs with 2 colors in them so I have a 2-toned, more detailed look. So you lay out your plastic wrap and spread your outer color down into an even rectangle shape. In this case, I'm using purple, and I mixed a little bit of purple with a tiny bit of ivory for this muted color. I'll have links to all the colors down in the description box. And then I'm going to stripe down the middle with a little bit of lemon yellow. And I should note that I am using American buttercream for these flowers, and I will have a link to my favorite recipe for icing down below. This icing should be a nice thick consistency. Then you just roll the plastic wrap over so that the outer color rolls completely around the inner color that we striped. And this is the secret to getting that second color on the inside of your flower. Now just secure the ends of your icing plug, and I like to do this with all of my colors before I get started. I'll show you the other colors as we go. Now all you have to do is add your tip of choice to your pastry bag. In this case, I'm just using disposable bags. Then trim one of the ends of your icing plug right at the base and drop it down inside of your bag. Give it a squeeze and we're ready to decorate. For today's cake, I'm also using this rose petal tip with 2 tones of pink, a darker one on the inside, and this 6-petal tulip that has yellow on the inside. I also have a bag fitted with a Wilton 352 leaf tip and green icing. This cake was kind of designed as I went along. I'm adding a mound of my chocolate buttercream to give my flowers a base, and I'm going to randomly add my first color of flower in different spots. And I thought I was going to have just a little posy of flowers off to one side on the edge of this cake, but I ended up changing my mind. And I'll show you how to fix that little oops in a second. You can just scrape off any flowers that you don't like. And kind of the great thing about these tips is it's really easy to disguise your mistakes. You just go right down over the top and you're done. I'm going to go in with my rosebuds next, and again, just randomly placing them. These tips are great because they make the decorating so easy and so quick. Now I'll just go in and finish off this bunch with my pink tulips. And go in and add some leaves for detail, and of course the leaves are great for covering up any mistakes or spots that look a little too empty. My initial design idea was to have a little posy tucked off to the side, but here I'm deciding I didn't like the look of that and I want to add more flowers. So I'm going to add more mounds of my chocolate buttercream to give different heights to my flowers and go around to finish off this tier with a ring of flowers all around the cake. And when I'm all done, I take a final look at the cake and look for any spots where I think it needs another flower to fill in any gaps. These flowers are great. You could just pipe them right on top of another one and it just makes it look like a nice full arrangement of flowers. Another great thing about using these icing plugs is you can just pull them right out of your pastry bag, and you can switch over to another color if you wanted to reuse the same bag. You just squeeze a little bit to get the old color out of there until the new colors start flowing. It's a great way to be economical with your pastry bags. I want to thank Decospire for sponsoring this video. They were kind enough to send me this great tip set that I got to use today. I featured 3 of the tips from this set, but it's actually a set of 32 pieces, which includes 23 different tip designs, 1 large coupler that fits these Russian tips, and 8 disposable pastry bags. These tips are a great quality and include just about any design you might need to make different flowers or flower centers. I'm also loving that this set comes with the coupler. It's a 3-piece coupler that has the band that connects them all, but it's definitely large enough for these tips. It's a question I get asked a lot, so I'm really happy to see that this set includes it because they are not standard size tips. I'm also thrilled to announce that Decospire is sponsoring a giveaway. 2 of my subscribers can win this set. I'll have the details for the giveaway down in the description box below, as well as the link where you can enter through Rafflecopter. The giveaway is open now and you can enter until 12 a.m. on August 19th, and then 2 winners will be picked at random and notified by email. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos.